Hey guys, what's up YouTube? It's Electric and today I want to talk to you guys about a little story that talk to you about something that happened in my school, in my old school before I left it and came to my current high school. So basically it was my last day of school here in the school, and like it's not the first time anything like this has happened, but you know, anyway. Basically what happened is we had a Latin exam, so this was the last period as well, so it's not like I'm going to do the Latin exam. So we came in and my teacher straight away just shouted at me because the last Latin lesson, you know, I was just making a complete fool of myself and like, you know, really pissing the teacher off like so much that she couldn't get that none of the lesson was done. And this is like the exams for like my school. This is like really important exams. This was like, I think like February exams, like, you know, halfway through the year to see if you're performing, and if you're not performing they'll kick you out of the class, you know, change the class, and that's a big deal because it changes you know, your future pathways quite heavily. You can't change that again at the end of the year. Once you've like hit that, like, if you failed, you can't change it. You're going to do either the top end exam or the bottom, and I literally screwed up the education for everybody here. But yeah, you know, she was really angry at me. She's like, you better not screw up this exam for anybody. So I go down, I sit down quietly, and I'm just drawing penises on my exam because I don't really fucking care about anything. So I'm like halfway through the exam. Yeah, by that I mean like halfway through drawing penises, and I see smoke from under the desk. Now my first thing was I looked, and it wasn't like smoke, it was just like a tiny bit. So I was like, you know, it's not a big deal. You know, I don't know what it was. I didn't really like take much into it, but I like looked around and I saw like I wanted to look under the desk, but I just didn't want to be like that awkward kid because there's like two girls sitting there and I didn't want to be like looking under the desk like looking like an absolute creep. So I just left it and I was like carrying on, and then I noticed more, like a lot of it. So I looked and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna look down there, and I see these two girls smoking weed. Great, just great. You're gonna do that in a Latin exam. They're really not that smart, and they were just doing it to look hard, I guess, because I don't see why anybody would be that like desperate. You could just go to the toilets if you really needed to. I just don't see why they're that desperate. But yeah, anyway, I'm not the only one who notices it. The teacher notices it too. So they like start hand signaling me, and they know it's my last day, and they've like the same person as like made me like dared me to do like make a fool out of myself before in a history lesson, I think it was, and I did it. So she was like saying to do the same thing. So I like jumped onto my chair, and then I like jumped onto the desk. I pointed at the teacher and I was like yelling at her for like I don't even remember what, just like random reasons to like why she led me to failure and why and it's like complaining that like why do you hate me and stuff like I don't even remember. I was just like saying the most random bullshit, and she was getting really pissed. Like she started yelling at me, and like you gotta understand, like her husband who works in the school as well is like the strictest teacher. He's like he's that teacher that just yells at you, and just, like he's horrible. Like I hated him so much. So she's like threatening to call him and all. I'm just like, okay, maybe I should back down. And I look at these guys and they're like frantically trying to get rid of all the evidence, you know, waving the smoke away and everything. And I'm just there like, you know, making a fool out of myself. And she calls like she shouts at me, sends me out. But you know, obviously I don't leave. So she calls like the deputy teacher and like you know, duty teacher, not deputy teacher, and like, you know, all this stuff. And I'm just like so I realised like I don't want to be like caught by the duty teacher. I don't want this to be reported to the headmaster because the headmaster knows my mother, and you know I could get into trouble for this. So I decided to instead go and what did I do? Yeah, I walk out of the classroom and just like as soon as I'm out of the classroom, like I flick the finger up. I didn't know she was looking, and she saw me, and she was just like giving me the death stare. So I leave, and then I remember that I forgot my backpack. So I come back in for my bag, and obviously she's not nice to me. She yells at me and says that I have a detention after school, and I'm just like, I just like, I think I was like on my test. Yeah, I scrumpled it up or ripped it up, and I chucked it in her face and said, "Fucking get wrecked." I don't know why, and ran out. I just like bolted it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure the girls never got caught. Honestly, it's like one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. I just don't understand why you would do that, like, with a teacher right there. And she wasn't one of those teachers who would just, like, catch you and she'd be like, yeah, it's fine, she's gonna report you. And she would be that teacher who would, like literally flipping expel you, like, just downright there and then. But yeah, I thought it'd be an interesting story to tell you guys, because it was certainly very interesting and very different for me. Actually, I'll be honest, like, that's happened tons of times before in my school, but I never really did anything about it. Like, I wouldn't normally, like, just go and, like, risk everything, because, like, that school was really strict, and, like, I could get suspended for that, really, because just, I don't know why, but they would suspend me for that. That's the kind of school they are. Like, they just gave me, like, detention for, like, bullshit things. Obviously, they would give me more than a detention for that. And obviously, I didn't go to the detention. It was my last day of school. It's not like I'm going to go to the detention. But, like, yeah, when I went to the McDonald's, and after school, I saw those girls, and they were really happy, and gave me a hug and everything. They were really appreciative. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I thought I'd just make that quick story, because it's pretty interesting, and I've got quite a few interesting stories from that school. Like, honestly, after that, leaving that school, I haven't seen much, like, unique action or anything, and I kind of been really bored at school, because nothing like that has happened. I kind of enjoy that kind of stuff. It's like, living the story and telling it is two different things. But yeah, if you enjoyed this kind of video, please leave a comment. I did enjoy this kind of video. It's a little different from what I normally do. I normally do a lot of things. I normally take my videos down straight away, but I feel like this video I'm not going to take down, apart from the terrible gameplay, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm not good at multitasking, and I'm not good at this game either. So anyway, I just wanted to say, yeah, so thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, rate, subscribe. I don't think you can rate anymore. Leave a like, leave a dislike if you didn't like it. I don't blame you. If you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it, and I'll try to fix it. If it's anything about the story, I don't think I can fix that. But if you think I was in the wrong, I probably was in the wrong. But I don't really give a fuck. Yeah. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys later. And yeah, goodbye.